Oh, honey, you're not even ready for this one. The royal fairy tale that once made headlines for all the right reasons has now turned into the kind of disaster even Buckingham Palace couldn't script. Yes, we're talking about Harry and Meghan. And this time, it's not a rumor. It's a full-blown spectacle. New York City was supposed to be their comeback, their look how strong we are weekend. The glamour, the power couple energy, the hand-holding, the smiles, the red carpet perfection. But sweetie, what the cameras captured wasn't romance. It was wreckage. Royal wreckage in motion. So there they were at the Humanitarian of the Year gala. Meghan, dripping in diamonds that could probably pay off half of Manhattan. And Harry, well, let's just say his face said everything. He looked like a man who'd rather be anywhere else on earth. As Meghan strutted in that custom Armani power suit, dazzling, confident, glowing for the cameras, Harry stood beside her like a man caught in a thunderstorm without an umbrella. Tight smile, tense jaw, zero spark. The poor man's face was tighter than Buckingham Palace security. And when I tell you the tension was palpable, one witness literally said, "You could cut it with a sword." At one point, Meghan tried giving Harry a playful little glance. You know, that cheeky look couples exchange when they're feeling cute. But his smile barely even made it to his teeth. That's when people started whispering. By the end of the night, Meghan was spotted dining alone. Yes, alone. Insiders were quick to spill the tea. They'd gone their separate ways after the gala. For a couple who once called themselves salt and pepper because they did everything together, this was the first glaring public sign that something was very, very wrong. What was supposed to be their glamorous comeback turned into what felt like the first act of a breakup documentary. Now let's rewind, because this storm didn't start in New York. Nope, the cracks started showing in Paris. And oh, Paris, the city that should have been romantic, healing, maybe even magical. But for Harry, it's trauma wrapped in lights. It's where his mother, Princess Diana, lost her life. For years, he avoided the city altogether. It was sacred, untouchable. So imagine his shock when Meghan suddenly jets off to Paris, alone, for what she called a business trip. The world sighed, but Harry, reportedly, he broke down. And the real kicker? Sources whispered that Meghan wasn't just there for meetings. Nope. She filmed content near the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. Yes, the exact spot where Diana's car crashed. Let that sink in. People close to Harry said he was sick with emotion when he found out. She knew exactly what she was doing, one friend said. Nothing Meghan does is accidental. Apparently, Meghan brushed it off, said it was just work, just content, no big deal. But to Harry, it was betrayal dressed up as business. The city that haunted his nightmares had suddenly become a backdrop for his wife's brand. That was the breaking point. The walls started closing in, the smiles got faker, and Meghan's career moves started to feel like knives to Harry's peace of mind. Because let's be real, fame, flashing lights, the endless chase for relevance, that's Meghan's world. But for Harry, it's a nightmare that never ends. Insiders swear that Paris wasn't just another trip. It was the turning point, the moment Harry stopped believing they were on the same side. And now the plot thickens, because every modern royal story needs a supporting character. And in this one, it's none other than Marcus Anderson. Oh yes, Marcus. Stylish, smooth, always around. Two around if you ask people close to the Sussexes. From Toronto brunches during Meghan's Suits days to Montecito dinners and red carpet cameos, he's everywhere, always by her side, always the plus one to her every power move. One insider even joked, there are 3 people in that marriage, Harry, Meghan, and Marcus. And get this, Marcus isn't just some friend from the past. He's connected, deeply connected. The Soho House crowd, LA's power brokers, Hollywood insiders, the kind of people who open doors faster than any palace ever could. Meghan's loyalty to him isn't just personal, it's strategic. But poor Harry, he's over it. Friends say he feels like a guest in his own marriage, watching his wife build a world that doesn't even have space for him anymore. At public events, Meghan glows while chatting with Marcus and the LA elite. Harry just fades into the background, like a forgotten extra in a movie that used to be his own. He was supposed to be her partner. Now, he's her prop. Every celebrity couple performs a little, right? But Harry and Meghan, they've turned performance into a profession. Watch them on a red carpet. Watch. Meghan's electric. All smiles, hand waves, eyes glinting under the camera flashes. She lives for that spotlight. Harry, he's stiff, scanning exits, looking like a man trapped in déjà vu, haunted by the same blinding lights that took his mother's life. There's this one viral clip from the gala that broke the internet. Harry reaches out to touch Meghan's hand, a sweet, simple gesture, and she subtly pulls away. Then just like that, she flashes that Hollywood smile at the crowd. An insider said it perfectly. She's in love with the camera, not the man beside her. Those who know them say it's simple. Harry hates the circus. Meghan needs it. The lights, the applause, the gowns, the attention. It's her oxygen. But for Harry, every flash is another reminder of the trauma he's been running from his whole life. They're playing 2 different games. Meghan's chasing relevance, Harry's chasing peace, and the cruel irony. The more she chases the spotlight, the more invisible he becomes. By the time the night ends and the lights go out, all that's left is silence. Two people in designer clothes staring at the floor, wondering how their fairy tale turned into a press tour. Once upon a time, they swore they were leaving the palace for freedom, sunshine, independence, and privacy. But honey, what they got instead was the complete opposite. When they packed their bags and moved to Montecito, Harry thought they'd finally live quietly, raise the kids, tend to a garden, do some charity work, maybe even heal. But Meghan, oh, she had bigger dreams. Netflix deals, brand partnerships, a podcast empire, and that infamous jam line. A close friend once said, they left one palace and built another. Except this one had cameras instead of courtiers, and PR teams instead of royal advisors. They didn't escape the spotlight. They reinvented it. And this time, Meghan's the one wearing the crown. Now let's talk about that so-called Humanitarian of the Year award. Because baby, the shine didn't last long. When Harry and Meghan accepted that glittering honor, the internet practically gasped. But not for admiration. Oh no, the question on everyone's lips was, humanitarians of what exactly? Their foundation, Archewell, was supposed to be this bright light for social good, uplifting communities, tackling online harm, spreading kindness. But insiders whispered that behind the polished press releases, it's all smoke and mirrors. Meetings, sparse, structure, chaotic, mission, fuzzy at best. One PR insider bluntly said, it's not activism anymore, it's theater. And honey, the audience is catching on. Word is they buy awards just to stay relevant. It's not about helping, one source said, it's about headlines. It's not just that they fell apart, it's that they can't stop performing even for themselves. So, when you see those perfectly staged photos, the matching outfits, the holding hands, the look how happy we are videos, remember, it's not love you're seeing, it's maintenance. It's a performance rehearsed 1,000 times. Behind those smiles are two people who can't find their way back to what they once were. The chemistry that used to light up a room has fizzled into routine. They're together for the cameras, not for each other. One former friend put it bluntly, the marriage became a brand and the brand became a prison. Every event, every interview, every photo op is another brick in that gilded cage. They wanted to escape the monarchy's control, but in chasing freedom, they built a new throne, and this time they crowned themselves. Except now, the cracks are showing. It's hard not to feel a little heartbroken, isn't it? Once upon a time, we rooted for them, the rebellious prince and the dazzling actress. They stood up to centuries of tradition, demanded respect, and promised a life of authenticity. But for now, the show must go on, because in the world they built, image is everything, and heartbreak doesn't photograph well. So when you see the next glossy picture, the next perfect smile, just remember, it's not a love story anymore. It's a production, a mirage wrapped in diamonds, held together by contracts and fading one flash at a time. Because once upon a time, they escaped the palace to find freedom. But somewhere along the way, they forgot. You can't outrun the spotlight when you're the ones chasing it. And darling, as the whispers go on, the show isn't over yet, not by a long shot.